So quickly just gonna launch it right now. Hey guys, this is Christian, and today we got the Tesla Model Y Performance 2021 edition. And yeah, getting into some of the specs on this is about $61,990 starting, though the way it's spec'd it's closer to about $75,000. But if you do remove the 10K full self-driving option, it gets it down to about $65,000, a little bit more stomachable. But besides that, it's a dual motor in the front, motor in the back, gets at about 639 torque, 450 horsepower, and that brings 0 to 60 to about 3.5 seconds. This weighs about like 4,400 pounds, and then the range on this is about 303 miles of range, or if you get the long range option without the performance, it's about 326 miles in case you need a little bit more range there. Besides that, let's move on to the exterior. So moving on to the exterior here, we got the red multi-coat paint, $2,000 option, really nice. I do like it a lot, and it's actually pretty vibrant compared to like other reds that I've seen. And here we got full self-driving cameras. There's actually one on each side, one here, 3 up here in the front, and then there's one on each side over here, kind of just like monitoring this area here for other cars. And then moving on to the wheels here, so these are 21-inch wheels. They have an interesting name. They're called Uber turbine wheels. Really nice and simple. I do like these. And then you got the red brake calipers, which only come on the performance model. So moving on to the front side here, so we got the LED headlights here, just like the Model 3, very similar too. And then right below that, we got the fog lights. These are standard too. And then there's actually a real vent there. And then getting onto the front up here, you got the nice T logo up here, really nice. Again, that red multi-coat paint, really nice contrast. And then opening up the front, there's actually only 2 ways. You either gotta use your phone or you gotta open it from the inside. So let me just open that for you guys real quick. So now with the front open, so I want to just open that up real quick. So you just lift it up, and as you can see, we got a decent amount of space, nothing too crazy. We could fit like your groceries, any bags in here. You got your tow hook here, and in case, just for safety, in case you get trapped in here somehow, there's a little button here which kind of just releases the latch. And besides that, simple space here at the front. And I do want to mention, so with all this empty space, instead of having an engine, kind of gives the car more space, kind of just like crumble up, and it's kind of better for safety. So I do like that from Tesla's side, where it's just like adds a lot of more safety to the front side. But yeah, closing this up, it's actually, there's no automatic. You have to close this manually. First you got to like push it in once, and then with 2 hands, as they recommend, push it in again for that second click, and that closes it up. So moving on to the back side now. So we got the LED tail lights, nice and simple. I do like how they look, just like the Model 3. And then right above that, we got the carbon fiber spoiler. I do want to mention there's a bit of a fitting issue, so there's a bit of a flex. I know Tesla knows about this. Some kind of fit perfectly, but I do know a lot don't actually perfectly stick on there. And then right below that, I do want to mention there's the dual motor logo. Looks pretty cool. If you ever see the red line at the bottom, it actually means it's a performance model or it's a plaid model. So I don't recommend racing these, especially just racing in general, but these are of course the performance models. And then at the bottom, we got the diffuser and everything, pretty cool and all that. Not an Aventador diffuser. And to open up the trunk, you simply just press down here, but I want to just do the key real quick. So pulling that out. So this actually won't open anything, but again, this is like your RFID kind of key, kind of just says Tesla on it. And this one's a little bent, but yours probably won't be. And then here kind of just like lets you know how to open up the car once you're inside and all that. But putting this back in my pocket, because I got to open up from here, or either from the inside or from your phone too. Opening up here, it's automatic lift gate, opens up, and as you can see, it's actually pretty spacious. There's no official number from Tesla how much space there is up here with the seats up, but it's actually about like 28 cubic feet of space. But with the seats down, and I actually want to show that real quick, you can actually bring the seats down with these buttons here. And the cool thing is it actually releases it and actually like throws them back as well. So that throws it. Hopefully no one's sitting there, and it throws that one too. And with the seats down, it's about like 73 cubic feet of space. There's actually a ton of space, as you can see. You can probably be lying down. You can probably fit like some custom beds here, which I'm sure there's third-party companies that do that. But besides that, I do want to show, you got your little Tesla charging bag. The cable's actually in there. And the kind of cool thing, they actually thought about this a lot. This backside's not Velcro, but as you can see, it's like a bit rough. So it actually like stick on and actually won't shake around, which is pretty cool. But moving this out of the way, there's a little latch here, the leather, kind of fake leather strap, and you have a little bit of space here. Actually a really nice amount of space if you got to store anything down here that you need access to all the time, but you don't want to see it all the time. Bringing this down, and then you actually have a little bit more space here. It's a little surprising if I can actually opening it. So bringing this up, you have a little bit more space there. As you can see, you can probably throw some cables or just something you always need access to. So bringing this down now, let me just do the trunk challenge at this point. So I'm gonna be inside. So now I'm sitting in the trunk. So as you can see, I'm sitting pretty comfortably. My head would be cut, assuming the door was closed, but it's pretty comfy. Maybe you want to like tailgate, have 2 people sitting here, again, have a whole bed, and you can actually sleep pretty comfortably, especially with like the camping mode on. So now closing up the trunk, I do want to mention one quick feature in case you don't want the trunk to open up this high. Maybe your parking garage or your actual home garage doesn't open up this high. You can actually bring it just to where you want it, and using the same button to close it, you actually just hold it, and eventually you'll just hear a chime. And after that chime, it'll basically memorize it. So anytime you actually open this manually or automatically from the front or from your phone, it'll actually always stop here, which is kind of convenient. That way you don't actually like hit something up there. But assuming I stopped it here, it's memorized, just press here, automatically close this. And then moving on to the side over here, I quickly want to just show the charging port. Very hidden. I actually like how hidden and kind of just blends in so well. Simply just push here, or using kind of like the same kind of like charging cable, has a little button on it. Opens up here, and you just plug it in, and you can see with the light here if it's charging or not. White means it's ready to plug in, green is charging, and then blue is the other one. So moving on to the driver's side door, so the car is actually locked right now, as you can see with the side view mirrors. So they're actually pulled in right now. To unlock the car, you kind of get your key card, and you don't actually put it above the bubble or the camera up here. You don't put it here or right below the bubble or at the bottom, but actually dead center here, and actually unlocks the car, just to let you guys know. I kind of had to mess with that a bit to figure that out. But to unlock the car or lock the car quickly, simply tap it in the same area. But again, for the review, we gotta unlock the car real quick. So again, tapping it for the third time opens up the car. And as you can see here, the door handle, kind of interesting, not like a normal one. The way I usually do it, kind of just like push one thumb in and then kind of just grab the handle from there. So opening this up real quick. So we got the window controls and all that, of course, and then right above this you got the button to open up the door. So just simply press this. You can hear the little manual switch or automatic switch, and in case the car runs out of power, there is actually a little manual button. So the car battery dies out or whatever, you actually can open this up manually. Just pull on this, and then right below this you got some cubby space, not too bad, probably fits some medium-sized water bottles. And then moving on to the door sill, so it's actually a really nice like Model Y looking thing. So it's, even though it's black on black, it actually looks really cool. And then moving on to the controls for the seat, as you can see here, again, your standard, your bottom side, the back side, and then your lumbar control. And that kind of finishes up here and kind of lets us go inside the car. So we could review the inside at this point. So stepping inside the car at this point, we got the wheel, of course, here. So here on the center steering wheel, as you can see, we got the nice little T logo here of Tesla. Left side, we could kind of adjust the volume and other controls, and on the right side, you could adjust more things on the screen too. You got two stocks, of course. On the right side, you got your Prendo, of course. That's where you usually have it. On the left side, it's kind of like your turning signals and then kind of your windshield wiper controls here. That kind of finishes up the control, because as you can see here, there actually is no dash here. You kind of just see the AC vent, which is actually really nice. But moving on to the screen on here in the center. So getting onto the center screen here, it's actually really nice. I like how expansive it is, nice horizontal view, kind of the same when you're at your desk too. So I kind of have some quick controls here on the left side. You can open up your front, open up the trunk too, your charging port, and lock and unlock the car real quick. You got your map here on the right side. Right now I have it on Catalina Island. You can kind of put your navigation, so you can actually put that, or you can do it by voice too, of course too. And then I quickly want to just show some of the adjustments too. So your quick controls, you can show your exterior lighting, your adjustments for your mirrors and your steering wheel, kind of just like the placement. You got your locks for your window locks and your child locks, the brightness for the display, so you can actually bring that down or leave it at the highest. And then you have more light controls here. You can control your headlights, maybe you want them auto, parking on, interior dome lights, ambient lighting, of course too. Pretty simple. A little bit more adjustment, and there's so many more controls here. Kind of let you guys play with it whenever you're in one of the Tesla locations. But yeah, there's a lot to adjust. And if you got to open up your glove box, there actually is a button here, so there's actually no physical button. So clicking here, that kind of quickly just opens up the glove box there, and then quickly just closing that back up. So jumping onto the AC controls here, so just clicking here, actually you can actually see it's pretty cool. Again, playing with this, you can actually adjust where you want them, so it actually goes the other way and all that. And you can also combine them to be a single one. And I kind of like these ports. So again, it's along the whole back side of the screen. You might be able to see it, and you can actually just divide these, move them however you want, and really nice. And there is also the HEPA filter, and that kind of just does the whole biohazard thing where it kind of like cleans the air really nicely too. If you're in a really smoggy area, and it'll do that, especially in LA or any other area like that. And then you also have heated seats here, so you can quickly adjust them, though you can adjust it for all 5 seats. So if you go here, the 3 bacon marks, you can actually adjust the heating for all seats separately and adjust it to 3 different levels. You also have the steering wheel too, which is actually really nice. My hands get kind of cold sometimes, so it's actually a really nice feature to have. So just playing with that real quick, and I kind of just finished up the screen. So moving on below the screen, you actually have wireless charging here. So you actually can place your phone here. I actually have one Android phone, one iPhone here. They should start charging up. So the iPhone's charging, Android's charging. Pretty nice. I do like, just like with any phone, anyone brings their phone, you have wireless charging, just place it on there. And then right here below, you can actually open this up real quick. Yeah, because you have a ton of space actually. There's a light here too, and there's actually 2 USB-C ports here as well too. They're kind of just gonna point them out here. You might not be able to see them. And then closing this up real quick, you got your 2 cup holders here, nice and simple, small. Might not be able to fit really big ones as you can see, but you'll fit most of your cups here. So here on the center armrest, so just pop this open, kind of just push up here, and now you go inside and you can actually see there's a 12 volt, and actually kind of goes kind of deep as you can see. My arm goes in there, and it's just a little light in case you want to see what you have. But closing this back up, I do want to mention you also have your sun visor here, and it actually has like a little vanity mirror. So it's kind of like an iPad as you can see. It's magnetic, so you can actually see the lights on the left side and the right side. And these are actually magnetic, so you can close it here, just have it flapping, or kind of just completely closed too. And that kind of gets us to the final thing, which is kind of the really nice like expansive like glass roof, and we'll kind of see that more in the back seats. So moving on to the back of the Model Y, so as you can see, my new room is actually pretty good as you can see. My headroom is actually really nice again for the glass roof. And again, it's really expansive, so it looks actually really nice. And then moving on to the center over here, we got 2 AC vents here. You can adjust them and all that. You got 2 USB-C ports. And then just to mention down here, because there is no transmission well, you actually have like a ton of space as you can see my foot moving around. So if you have a third person, it'll actually be pretty comfortable. Might be a little bit tight on the shoulders, but your leg space will be completely fine compared to other cars. And then going on here, there's actually an armrest too. So bringing this down, you actually have 2 cup holders here, really nice. You could just like sit in comfortably. And then you also have 2 ISOFIX points for baby seats. So you actually have them here, as you can see, and you also have them on the seat that I'm sitting on too. I quickly want to mention you can actually angle the seats a little back. So there's a little handle here on the seat here. So I'm gonna quickly just do it from my side. So simply just like grabbing it, pulling it back, and it actually brings the seats a little bit more back. So it's kind of cool just because some cars, you can't actually move them at all. So I quickly want to mention, if you do want to take the car out of park, you do have to get your key card out of your pocket, and you have to place it where it's showing it. So quickly just showing that, I have my foot on the brake, and then just quickly just like leaving it here for a bit, and it kind of just like lets you put the car into drive as you can see. So I quickly want to show you guys a quick launch. So right now I actually have the acceleration on sport, so it's actually the fastest speed. So quickly just gonna launch it right now. Ready? So you can hear actually the motors actually going and everything. And yeah, that's actually really quick. Again, for SUV like of this size and all that, 0 to 60, 3.5 seconds, 4,400 pounds is actually really quick. So getting onto the driver's side portion of this car. So the car actually, again, drives really smoothly. I forgot to mention, actually, these seats are really comfy. I think my cameraman would attest to that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're really comfy. Definitely like a nice upgrade that they've been having, again, with the seat generations and all that. So I do want to show here on the center screen, so you don't have a dash, so you can actually see all the cones here on the right side. So if you look forward, you can actually see those cones there, and it actually shows them on the screen as well too. And it shows as well like the little guidelines here. It actually shows like where it cuts a bit, as you can see if you look forward. So I want to show right now I'm actually at an intersection. You can actually see the little bike lane here. You can see some cars moving. You can see the lights actually on red right now. You can see the speed limit, so it's actually always checking on the side of the street. So getting onto the maneuverability of this car. So as you can see, the steering wheel actually turns really like sharply. As the camera probably picked up a ton of that, so I do like this, like especially on like the sporty mode. So going into the driving modes, you can have it on chill mode, which kind of like smoothens out everything, the acceleration and all that. But the sport mode definitely like just makes the wheel and everything accelerate really nicely and really quickly, obviously. But again, if you're taking maybe your mom or your parents or somewhere, probably just leave it in chill mode so you don't scare them too much. Looking forward, you can actually see really nicely. Again, the dash is really low, so you actually can see really low and pretty nice. Like the seat's gonna be raised too in case you're a little shorter. And besides that, your visibility is really good. Looking at your blind spot's pretty easy. There is blind spot monitoring. It's not on like the side view mirrors like most cars. It's actually going to show it here in the center, and it'll actually even alert you. And as well, if you're like falling out of your lane, so it has like lane departure warning and also like assist with that, and as well as kind of like front collision and avoidance. So I do want to mention one quick thing. The AC on this is actually really nice. I actually have the AC at the lowest temperature, and it kind of just like auto adjusts the fan and all that. But it got really cold really quickly, surprising. So I do want to mention that, big plus. So that completes my review for the Tesla Model Y Performance 2021 edition. Again, I want to just mention the highlights. You got the nice big 21-inch Uber turbine wheels, really nice multicolored red paint. You got the cameras all around the car, which is again for the safety and the full self-driving. You have a ton of space in the back for like the trunk, so if you got to fit a lot of cargo or maybe a couple bodies, you can fit that really easily. You can put the seats down. You can probably fit like a really nice like custom bed in case you want to go camping. The back seats are nice. Front seats are really comfortable. Again, that like white interior with the black contrast just looks really nice. The nice cool horizontal screen. The performance on this, again, really cool. 0 to 63.5 seconds. So I definitely recommend this. I know it's a little pricey how it's spec'd right now, 75K. If you get rid of the full self-driving option, brings you down to 65K. You get really nice performance and really nice range. And again, the 303 miles of range is pretty cool. All right, guys, that completes my review again for the Tesla Model Y Performance 2021 edition. Again, red multi-paint coat and the white interior, really nice contrast, good performance and all that. Again, if you guys like the video, like and subscribe. It does help me out a lot. I think we're about like 700 subscribers at this point almost. So again, thank you again. All the feedback, of course, comments too. If you guys have any recommendations, videos, or just like anything you want me to focus on for the future, let me know. But again, until next time.